I've got to say, I think this incident has been massively overinflated. I mean, the idea that this is front page news, that 12 people, I mean, that's all it seems to be. This is a tiny number of people who weren't protesting against Keir Starmer as such. They were actually protesting against lockdown restrictions and against vaccine mandates, and they just happened to come across Keir Starmer, it seems to me. There was no violence. You know, they were criticising him. And I actually think in a democracy, you know, we do have the right to talk to our MPs. We do have the right to criticise them. And the idea that our MPs should be sheltered from interacting with the public, and let's face it, even quite vocal, loud interactions, I think that's got to be acceptable. Now, yeah, of course, words have the power to move people, to inform people, to trigger people's emotions. If we didn't think that, none of us would be sat here this evening. But at the end of the day, the only person responsible for someone's actions is the person who undertakes the action. The only person responsible for shouting pedo or Jimmy Savile or what was shouted, you know, which, like I say, was one person shouting this once or possibly twice, and yet this is a major national news story. The fact that it is that case just absolutely beggars belief as far as I'm concerned. But the only person responsible for shouting that is the person who shouted that themselves. You know, because Boris Johnson just said something doesn't mean that he should be held to account for how other people might interpret or how they might act on the basis of having heard those words.